Hi, welcome to Cook with Roy. Today we're going to do Eggs Benedict, but more importantly, we're going to show you an easy way to make Hollandaise sauce. Before we get started, I wanted to talk to you about a couple things. Number one, we've been doing the show now for 1 month, and I'm very, very proud to say that we have over 100 subscribers now with over 1,000 views, and I can't thank all of you enough for the support and nice comments, and really thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. You know, this project started because my daughter, who lives in Oregon, wanted me to write down some of my recipes to give to her. So I made a quick little video instead, and she liked it and said, "Dad, you got to keep doing this." And so that's how it all got started. So thanks again for your support. And I hope that you enjoy the episodes and you continue to leave comments and suggestions of what you would like to see made. So today, as I say, we're going to do Hollandaise with Eggs Benedict. And I'm going to talk to you real quickly about some of the basic tools that I like in the kitchen. First of all, the whisk. You know, this is a fairly small whisk, and it's been, I think we've had it for at least 10 years, if not more. It's a metal one. It works great. Another handy tool is an instant read thermometer. Now, I've had a couple of these over the years. One I think I spent about $100 on, and it ultimately did wear out or fail, or it broke, or it wasn't working well anymore. And I got this one for $20, and it seems to be doing really well. So I think the technology has gotten better, and of course with everything, competition, more and more products are out there at a lower price. You kind of take a look on Amazon or wherever you like to shop and see what brand and type that you might like. What's important about an instant read thermometer? Cooking is all about getting food to the optimal temperature of doneness, but yet not overcooking so that the juices or flavors are not destroyed. With the Hollandaise sauce, we want to get the eggs cooked, but we don't want to overdo it and make scrambled eggs, and we don't want to underdo it so that all we have is a liquid sauce that pours all over the plate. So I believe that the right temperature is right at 145 to 150 degrees for our egg yolks to be completely done. And so that, you know, as you're just learning and you're kind of not sure, just take the pan off the heat as I'll show you, take a temp reading with this instant read type thermometer, and then you say, okay, it's only 120 degrees. I'm not there yet. I got to keep stirring. So I just wanted to point out a couple things today that we use. For my Eggs Benedict, I'm going to do for two. We have English muffins and eggs, and also I'm going to use a ham, not a Canadian bacon today. And so with Hollandaise sauce, it's really three very simple ingredients. It's egg yolks, butter, and then lemon juice. Now you can also, I'm going to put a little bit of salt and cayenne pepper with mine, and then dust it with a little bit of ground pepper at the end. So we'll get started. Hope you enjoy the episode. Again, please subscribe, hit the like button, and also if you have comments or suggestions or other foods that you'd like to see me make, please list it below. So here we go. So one of the first steps to making great Hollandaise sauce is to have everything prepped and ready to go. As you can see here, we have our butter, lemon juice, our eggs, and some seasoning. Got a little bit of cayenne and some salt. We'll use fresh ground pepper at the end. So I've got a little bit of water boiling in this bigger pot. We're going to turn that off and set it back on the back burner. Now this is the pan that we're going to be using to make our Hollandaise. You've seen probably 100 different ways to make Hollandaise, and you've been confused and not knowing for sure what is the best way. And quite honestly, learn a technique that you're comfortable with, whether it's using the blender, whether it's using a double boiler, or whether you use a microwave. There's a lot of different ways that you can make Hollandaise sauce. I like this way. It uses the least amount of pots and pans. It's simple. It works almost all the time. I never have an issue with it. So here we go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put a tiny bit of this hot water into the pot. So I've got here about 1, 2, 3 tablespoons. Now we're going to put our butter in. Here goes our butter. And now our eggs. Now just start to use your whisk, and honestly, one of the most important tools that you can have in the kitchen is a whisk. Now you noticed I haven't even turned on the heat yet. I want to start that butter to start melting in with the egg yolks and mixing that up. I'm going to turn the fire on. I'm going to do it to a medium low. Now a really important thing is that we had the butter at room temperature. Keep your pan lifted up off the fire. Raise it up if you think it's getting too warm. What we don't want to do is we don't want to scramble those eggs. And patience is a key. This process can take anywhere between 3 or 4 minutes to 5 or 6 minutes, depending on how quickly you heat the mixture. As I was saying, there's a couple different ways of making hollandaise, actually dozens. One is by using a blender, and what you do with the blender is as you put your egg yolks in to the blender and you put it on high, and then you dribble in melted butter. The speed of the blades cooks the eggs and emulsifies the butter. And of course, that's a real quick and easy way of making hollandaise, and nearly foolproof. The thing is that you got to have a blender. Now, one of the things you want to do is to check the temperature every now and then, and we want that temperature to be getting up to about 145. That cooks the eggs. We're not there yet. Our pan's getting a little bit warm. I can start to see the eggs starting to cook. You can see that the sauce is kind of sticking to the bottom of the pan. I'll check the temp. And we're at 140. Perfect. Time the residual heat will finish it. Let's go ahead and get our lemon juice in. Our salt. And our cayenne pepper. Taste. You can see that it's just a beautiful consistency right now. It coats the back of the spoon. Very good. All right, give it a taste. Oh man, that is good. Lemony, buttery, just that hint of cayenne. Delicious. I know I double dipped there. This is all mine anyway. So while we're getting our Eggs Benedict and the rest of the ingredients done, which only take 3 or 4 more minutes, we're going to put the lid on and we're going to set it over this this heated water. Okay? So one of the challenges of making Eggs Benedict is that everything really needs to be done at the same time. So you want your eggs poached and hot at the same time. You want your hollandaise sauce hot and at the same time. And you want your muffins to be freshly toasted. So something has to give or you're going to go crazy trying to do it. So I'm going to do a couple of little tricks and shortcuts that's going to make it easier and better for you to do Eggs Benedict. One of the things, we're going to skip poaching the eggs. We're going to use a different kind of method, and that is that we're going to put our eggs into a hot skillet and we're going to let them cook with the lid on for a minute or so, and then turn the fire off and let the steam finish cooking the tops of the eggs. They'll be nearly the same as poached eggs. They'll look similar and they'll taste delicious. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to toast our English muffins in the oven. So we have our Hollandaise sauce here that's sitting in warm water, and it'll be hot and ready to pour over the Eggs Benedict, which will take about 3 minutes to do the muffins and the eggs. So our butter is getting warmed up, our broiler is on. We're going to take and put our muffins in the cast iron skillet, trusty cast iron skillet. And they'll go in there for 3 or 4 minutes. Eggs in. Now we're only going to let these go with the heat on for about a minute, and then we're going to turn the heat off and let the tops of the eggs get done. It'll take another 30 seconds or so. So I think we're all done here. The eggs will look great. Perfectly cooked. Beautifully browned English muffins. So I also warmed up some ham. You can use Canadian bacon, you can use sausage, you can use bacon. Eggs Benedict, while traditionally is Canadian bacon, use whatever you like. So, muffin, put some ham, okay, now we're going to take our eggs and we're going to put on there. You notice they're absolutely perfectly done. They look like they're poached eggs. Well, to me they do. And if you want to go and poach your eggs instead of doing it this way, that's fine. I think this is a lot easier. And less stressful. And that is what we're trying to do. We're trying to make food delicious, easy, and less stressful. Okay, now we'll click this over here. We'll put our Hollandaise on it. Okay. Okay, we're going to dish up our Hollandaise, give it a quick little stir. Oh, it's perfectly thick and creamy, absolutely wonderful. So this recipe makes a generous portion for 2 servings, a little bit less generous portion for 4 servings, and any more than that, it would be criminal. So this is perfect for this amount. Now let's do a little bit of fresh ground pepper. How about a little bit of chives? What do you think, folks? Quick, easy, absolutely delicious, and I guarantee you it's 100% better than any Eggs Benedict you've ever had at a buffet or at a restaurant, because they use, for the most part, a powdered mix that they make the hollandaise out of. And as far as the eggs poaching, I think this method is so much less stressful. Let's taste, shall we? That is so good. Hollandaise sauce. Rich, creamy, delicious. Eggs Benedict. It's not just for a Sunday brunch at a crowded restaurant. It's for whenever you feel like you'd like to have a wonderful breakfast treat, or the evening, whenever. You can make it different with ham, or traditionally with Canadian bacon, sausage, smoked bacon. You don't have to put any meat on it. You can just have eggs with a little bit of the hollandaise over it. It's delicious. The hollandaise sauce, something that's usually stressful, something that makes people cringe with the thought of making it. It's really quite simple. Just be careful to keep your heat adjusted and keep stirring. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Cook with Roy. Please join us next week for a new episode. We look forward to it, and thank you very much for your support.